By now, you've seen the score. You know how this one ended, and you know how fast it got away. Because some games don't slip, they tilt. And once they tilt, there's no stopping what comes next. Texas Tech came into this game believing they belonged, believing their quarterback could steady the moment, believing grit and belief could slow down speed. But belief doesn't stop pressure, and it doesn't erase mistakes. From the opening drives, you could feel it. Behren Morton wasn't comfortable. The windows were tight. The reads were late, and even every hesitation became fuel for the other side. And on the other sideline, Oregon smelled it, because when the Ducks get rhythm, they don't just score, they accelerate. One mistake became two became momentum became separation. This wasn't chaos, this wasn't luck, this was a machine warming up. And once Oregon hit that gear, this game stopped being about hope and started being about survival. Tonight, we're not rewriting history, we're stepping back into it, because this wasn't just an Orange Bowl, it was a lesson in pace, in pressure, in what happens when hesitation meets speed. This is Texas Tech versus Oregon. This is the CFP that had to be played. Let's play it and send you out to Miami, where Frankie, the Horn Calderon, is on the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for quarterfinal number 3 here on the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel. My name is Frankie the Horn Calderon. Thank you to Jimmy Pilato for our studio pregame show. It is just about time for Big 10 versus Big 12 action. Oregon coming in as the 5 seed. Big win over James Madison, although it was maybe not as impressive as people were going for. Texas Tech has not played in 3 weeks. They are trying to erase the stigma of getting the bye and that being an issue moving forward. Joey McGuire has this team playing the best football in 40 years as a program, and I know they're excited for this one, playing in Miami in front of their home fan base. The Red Raiders take the field, and we await the arrival of Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is day 2 and another doubleheader of this CFP That Had to be Played series. We appreciate everybody tuning in for the virtual side of this playoff round. We know that some things were the same, some things worked out differently. Please let us know what you think about this series in the comments. We will have our semifinals coming up in just about a few days' time. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and check out the Far End of the Bench podcast every Thursday with Jimmy Pilato and Nico Bryant. And we are underway here in the Orange Bowl. Texas Tech will give the ball to Oregon. Dante Moore will have a chance to put points up on the board first. Kick return comes out to the 17-yard line up the right hash mark. The Red Raiders bringing in one of the best defenses that we have seen in this current era of college football. A defense that was put together via the transfer portal, via a lot of NIL donations. Joey McGuire using his relationships he's built over as a high school coach. And we know that this team is rock solid on the front 7. Dante Moore and this Oregon offense going to have to use their tight ends. And their quarterback is Dante Moore on the read option play from scrimmage. Gets 12 yards on the play, and that will be a first down, Ducks. 5 receivers in the formation. Big tight end Kenyon Sadiq split out to the right side. Running back goes in motion. Now we're going to get a pass play. Moore goes to his left. That one knocked away at contact. Second down and 10 following the incompletion. Texas Tech led on defense by David Evans, as also their linebacking core, Jacob Rodriguez. This pass going to Sadiq quickly. He's able to shake off the tackle and get past first down yardage as he falls out of bounds. Dante Moore using his tight ends just like we saw in the opening round of the playoffs last week against the Dukes. Hard count, going to throw again out of the shotgun. That one deflected over the middle. Had a little bit of a window there, but Dante Moore, lucky that one did not come away in the hands of the Red Raider defense. Second and 10 from the 41. Oregon now going to hand off, going straight up the middle. That is number 6, Noah Whittington, who gets the carry. That's going to set up a nice gain of 9 yards, third down and 1, just past midfield for the Oregon offense. Third down, handoff. Oh, and it's stuffed in the backfield. The Red Raiders bowing up when it matters most. Fourth down and 3. Dan Lanning is going to elect to punt and play defense. The 5th seed Oregon unable to get points on that first drive. Punt off the backspin will go out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. That is where Behren Morton, Cameron Dickey, and this Red Raiders offense gets set to go. Texas Tech also has a great receiving tight end threat as well. We just saw him up on the screen. When Behren Morton has played this season, Texas Tech is undefeated, 11-0. He missed one game against Arizona State. That is their one loss on the campaign. Screen pass, good for a gain of 1 yard. Texas Tech trying to establish some rhythm before maybe attacking more up the field. Oregon brings in quite a defense themselves. Bear Alexander up the middle is going to shut down the running game. Cameron Dickey not able to get anything going. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. And the crowd starting to make their presence felt. Morton going to throw for the first time. He's sacked in a strip fumble. Ball is on the turf. Mateo Uyagalele with the sack in the strip. Dante Moore now set up inside the red zone. Oregon within striking distance early in this quarterfinal matchup. Moore to the end zone. Touchdown, Kenyon Sadiq. Ducks fly together. Offense being helped out by a turnover on defense. Mateo Uyagalele with the strip sack of Behren Morton. And Dante Moore takes one play. Finds Kenyon Sadiq in the end zone. The extra point is tacked on. That is going to be a 7-point lead early in this first quarter. Dan Lanning and Oregon, built on speed and power, both were on display. Kickoff from 2 yards in the end zone. Cut move at the 15. He's able to fight his way forward out to the 18-yard line. That is where the Red Raider offense will be back on the field. The Big 12 champions are resilient. They have shown resiliency all season. Ooh, that one. As they try and get back to the running game. Tatum Tuioti met the running back in the backfield for a loss of 4. Morton now by himself in the shotgun formation. 5 receivers on the field. Under heavy pressure, he's going to be sacked once again. Texas Tech offensive line not being able to do much holding up in pass protection so far. 3rd and 21 from the Red Raiders 7. Morton now standing in his end zone. He's under heavy pressure. He's sacked by Tuioti. Safety on the play. Oregon adds an extra 2 points to their total. The Ducks ahead 9-0 as they receive the safety punt following that last sack. Whittington from the 30, he's able to gain a few yards, and that is going to bring out the Oregon offense once again. Pass play on their last snap. Dante Moore now hands off to Whittington up the middle. He's going to get his way forward for a gain of 5 before being brought down by Drew Roberts. Give him an extra yard. 2nd down and 4 upcoming from the 38. Whittington again, he's going to get the handoff to the right side, and he fights his way past first down yardage before being stuffed and pushed back. 1st and 10, Oregon now working at the 43-yard line. Shotgun once again for Dante Moore. He fires under heavy pressure. That one in and out of the hands of Jacob Rodriguez, Heisman Trophy finalist. Ended up finishing 6th in the voting. The winner of this matchup awaiting Indiana following their dismantling of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Deep shot this time going down the field to Sadiq. Dante Moore unable to get the deep ball to go. Knocked away by contact, and now 3rd down and 10. Texas Tech trying to get the ball back and stop the bleeding on what has been an interesting first half to say the least. Under pressure, Dante Moore is going to be sacked this time. David Bailey, number 31. Big loss of 9 on the play. 4th down and 18 upcoming. And Dan Lanning is going to punt the ball away for the 2nd time today. From the 20-yard line, good cut move there. He's able to make his way back to the 30. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter. Oregon with a 9-point lead over the Big 12 champion. You see the offensive comparison so far. Running game non-existent for Texas Tech. Behren Morton has been under fire. A strip sack fumble set up Oregon from about 30 yards out. Kenyon Sadiq with the touchdown thrown by Dante Moore here on the far end of the bench YouTube channel. We welcome you into second quarter action. Oregon ahead in this quarterfinal matchup 9-0 over the Big 12 champion Texas Tech Red Raiders. That pass by Morton incomplete, intended for his tight end. It is going to be a 2nd down and 10 upcoming from the 29-yard line. Morton in the shotgun, trips formation to the left. Handoff now going to Dickey up the middle. He breaks the tackle, fights his way forward. That's going to bring up 3rd down and manageable. Dickey gets 5 yards on the carry, 3rd down and 5 with 5:31 left to go before halftime. Morton sends a man in motion to his left. Pistol now. Dickey gets the handoff. He's going to be stuffed in the backfield. Oregon's linebackers proving that they are something to talk about too. 2-yard loss on the play, and that is going to bring out the punt unit for Texas Tech. This return started from the 20, able to get out to the 35, now 40-yard line before he's ran into the Red Raider bench. Good punt return from number 49 there. Oregon setting up their offense, heading towards the midfield logo. Moore rolling out to his right. He's going to fire. Good pass. Nice connection there. Dante Moore with the 1st down yardage. Ball goes out of bounds for 28 left to go in this first half. 1st down and 10 from now the plus side of the 50. Dante Moore under pressure. He's going to be sacked once again. David Bailey came untouched. Moore never saw him. Blitz right in his face, and that is a loss of 10. 2nd down and 20. Whittington goes in motion. Dante Moore trying to make up some of that yardage back. Going to his running back out of the backfield. That is a gain of 7 on the play. 3rd down and 13 upcoming. Moore looking to throw once again. He finds Whittington out of the backfield. Check down play. Drew Roberts is going to run him down and bring him down well short of 1st down yardage. 4th down and 9. This Oregon offense unable to get a rhythm going. They are going to punt the ball back to the Red Raiders. Punt down inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Oregon special teams making life difficult for Behren Morton, the senior quarterback. Been here with Coach Joey McGuire, built this team into what they have become, but so far unable to find any success running or throwing. Pass play, and he's going to be sacked once again. 3rd sack of the day from this Oregon defense. Bruce Botcher from his linebacker position is going to make the Red Raider offense stare down. 97 yards in front of him. Morton in the backfield. He's going to hand off to Cameron Dickey to the right side. Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 16 now from the 4-yard line. That is going to bring us to the 2-minute timeout. 9-0. Been a defensive struggle so far. Texas Tech with 2 sacks on the day. Oregon with 3, one of them being a strip sack fumble. Morton from under center. He's going to hand off to Dickey deep into the backfield, and that's going to be a loss of 1. So we're back at the 3-yard line. Texas Tech will set up to punt. Dan Lanning and this Oregon offense will have about 1:15 when it's all said and done to try and go down the field and add to their lead. Punt return from about the 50-yard line. He's able to fight his way forward up the left hash mark to the 43. And now here comes the Duck offense. Not been successful so far. Whittington will get the 1st down handoff. He fights forward for a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. We are under a minute left to go before halftime. Moore in the shotgun. He's going to throw. Fires quickly in and out of the hands of the intended target. Texas Tech doing what they can to make sure this one stays close. 3rd down and 7 from the 44. Moore finds Sadiq out of the shotgun. 1st down yardage on that one. Kenyon Sadiq with his 3rd catch of the day. Move the chains forward so the clock will stop. They're moving in a no-huddle situation now. Trips formation to the left. We got a receiver going in motion to the right side. Dante Moore all alone now by himself. 5 receivers in the formation. He finds his receiver over the middle. Gain of 9 on the play, and now Oregon will elect to take their first time out of the half. Dante Moore now 7 of 12 in this one. Moore with the handoff to Whittington. Big opening up at the right side. 10, 5, touchdown through the left pylon. Noah Whittington gets the Oregon offense in the end zone for the second time today. Extra point up and good. That 5-play, 41-yard scoring drive brought to you by the Far End of the Bench podcast. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Stay tuned as we have the All-State Sugar Bowl between Georgia and Ole Miss coming up next. The winner of this contest will be taking on Indiana. And now we have a fumble on their kick return. Ball rolls all the way into the end zone. Oregon will scoop it up. A 14-point swing in the span of 9 seconds. Oregon now out in front 23-0, still 21 seconds before halftime. Trying to earn a rematch against the number 1 team in the country, Fernando Mendoza and the Indiana Hoosiers. That is who the winner of this matchup has in the next round. Kickoff once again. Return coming out of the end zone. He's stuffed at the 10. Texas Tech going from bad to worse. 2 turnovers in the first half have both turned into points for Oregon. Offense hasn't been great, but Oregon has been able to find ways to put things together. Dickey now breaks into the open field. Lots of room in front of him. Nobody has the angle. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Red Raiders. On what was supposed to be a give-up handoff, Cameron Dickey will go 90 yards to the house. Quentin Joyner, that's number 0, Quentin Joyner. Made a couple people miss in the hole, and then everybody got caught up behind the speed. 21 points within the last 30 seconds of this first half. We promised you fireworks. That scoring drive, 15 seconds, goes to 90 yards, brought to you by the Far End of the Bench podcast. Jimmy Pilato, Nico Bryant bring you the world of sports every Thursday. They will have lots to talk about with the real-life matchups going on in this college football playoff. Our quarterfinal matchup with 2 seconds left to go before halftime. Oregon out in front 23-7. A safety and a special teams touchdown to go along with another strip sack turnover. Whittington will get the handoff, and that is going to bring us to the end of the first half. What a sprint down the finish. Big 10 versus Big 12 champion. Oregon trying to make up for what they believe was a disappointing season last year. They won the Big Ten championship in their inaugural season. They were the number 1 overall seed in this round. Coming off of their bye, they got boat raced by Ohio State. They are trying to play that role to their perfection. Right now leading the Big 12 champion coming off of their 21-day bye, 23-7. We have second half action coming up after these highlights. And we are set for second half action here on the Far End of the Bench YouTube channel. Frankie the Horn Calderon on the call. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed. We had a flurry of points, 21 points scored at the end of the first half. This kickoff from the goal line, able to make it out to the 16-yard line. Oregon back on defense, giving up a 90-yard touchdown run on their most recent outing. Raiders put the ball back on the ground. A hole was found, but it closed quickly. 4 yards on the play. Cameron Dickey still trying to find the success of his running back tandem. Morton now making a sit at the line, double twins formation. Oregon pass rush trying to get there. That one over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Dell. 3rd down and 6 upcoming for Behren Morton. Red Raiders going to pass on this one under pressure. He's able to get out of the pocket, throws deep down the middle. Open receiver, but it's an overthrow on the opportunity. Morton did what he can to extend the play there, but that is going to be a 3 and out, and the Oregon offense, who hasn't been great, but they've done just enough to keep themselves in the lead here. They're going to get a punt return coming back from about the 45-yard line. That gets back to midfield, and that is where Dante Moore will get back to work. 2 touchdowns on the day, but it has not been all pretty. Been under a lot of pressure. Whittington, who had a touchdown late in the first half, he finds an opening here. Juke move on the safety. 15-yard burst, and now Oregon starting to flex their muscle a little bit, seeing what they can do about putting this game away early. First down and 10. Whittington once again on the handoff. He cuts back to the inside. Number 31, David Bailey, on the pursuit. He'll bring him down after a gain of 6 on the play. Moore in the backfield once again. He fakes the pitch. Now fires over the middle. That's Whittington out of the backfield formation. Gain of 8, and that's going to be a first down on the play. Quack attack inside the red zone. Even formation on both sides. Dan Lanning now on the RPO. He's going to hand off. Does Dante Moore. Whittington stuffed in the backfield. Number 2, Lee Hunter, with the tackle for loss. Oregon with a 23-7 lead here late in the third quarter. Whittington gets the handoff. He's going to beat everybody to the left edge. Juke move, but then taken down in the open field. Gain of 6 on the play. That's going to now bring up third down and 9. Dante Moore is going to have to see what he can do about a third down conversion. Not been so successful on the day, but he finds an open receiver now. That's Williams, the other tight end. Williams will find his way into the end zone. Number 9, Johnson. Touchdown, Oregon on the play. Jamari Johnson on the crossing routes. Dante Moore with pressure in his face. David Bailey was about a step away from making yet another sack on the day. Oregon using that speed and that timing. Dan Lanning has to love what he sees out of his team right now, up 30-7, about midway through the third quarter. Kickoff going 3 yards deep into the end zone. Joyner is going to take this one out. Make a man miss at the 15-yard line, fight his way out to the 19, and that is where Texas Tech is going to get set up on offense. Trips formation to the left. That's also where the running back is. Counter play, and that one chased down from the backside. Bear Alexander, number 1, makes the tackle for the 3-yard loss. Second down and 13 for the Red Raiders. Morton on the play action, goes over the middle, finds his tight end, but that's going to be a short gain. Reggie Virgil on the reception, number 1. Third and 9 upcoming. Let's see if the Red Raiders are in 4-down territory here. Despite the field position disadvantage, you are staring at a 23-point deficit. Morton gets a little bit closer, and now Joey McGuire pulling his offense once again, trying to lean on what has got them to the dance. Punt all the way back to the Oregon 30, and we get a 10-yard return now back to the 40-yard line. That is where Oregon is going to get it set up to go once more. Dante Moore with 3 receivers to his left out of the shotgun. He's going to be throwing on first down. Deep over the middle. Kenyon Sadiq turns around, makes a heck of a catch. Big 30-yard explosive play. The demeanor of Texas Tech has seemed to change in this one. Oregon and Dante Moore going in for the kill. Tight end to the right side, read option play. Dante Moore's going to keep it, finds lots of open space. 15, 10, 5, juke move, back, tie, touchdown. Quack, quack, quack. Oregon late in this third quarter puts it well on their way to meeting the Big Ten champion, the Indiana Hoosiers, in this semifinal round. Three-year Oregon quarterback sat behind Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel the last 2 seasons, learned how to orchestrate this offense, and now in the biggest moments, putting his draft stock in an increase even more than what it already is. Right now, him and Mendoza, the top 2 quarterbacks eligible in the spring. Oregon looks like they're going to be marching on through this one with 11 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Texas Tech needs a lot of speed and a lot of motion trying to move forward in this one. Behren Morton still in the game at quarterback. He has a tight end sign up to his right side. Twins formation to the left. Hard count here. Handoff up the middle, and Betcher going to make his third tackle of the day. This one in the backfield. No gain. Going to be second down and 9 upcoming when the fourth quarter gets underway. Ten minutes, 16 seconds time of possession. Oregon putting on a clinic. And now their defense trying to make a statement. They gave up a lot of garbage time points last week to James Madison. Dan Lanning not happy with how things ended in Autzen Stadium. Uiagalelei already with 1 strip sack in this game. Tuioti with a huge game on this front 7. Bear Alexander, Betcher from this linebacker position. Been a really good day for this Oregon defense. That pass good to Caleb Douglas. Gain of 5, third down and 5 upcoming for the Red Raiders. Morton to throw once again, pressured, going deep, trying to find anything, and that one's going to be knocked away to the turf. Good defense on the deep ball. Fourth down and 5, and the Red Raiders have no choice but to go for it from their own 20-yard line. Morton, 5 receivers in the formation. He throws. That's the first mistake. Intercepted, and that one looks like it's going to be brought all the way back to the house. Touchdown, Oregon. Defense starting to get involved. Tyrion Johnson, number 5, with the 37-yard pick 6. The fans from North Texas are just about set to leave this one. Morton misread the zone on 4th down and 5, trying to force it into a window that wasn't there. Tyrion Johnson not only with the athletic interception, but brings it all the way home. Oregon now about to put the touches on a 44-point performance. Back-to-back 40-plus point performances in both rounds of the first 2 series of these college football playoff games. Oregon to kick, 5:17 left to go before the end of this one. All-State Sugar Bowl coming up on this channel, so make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and check out the Far End of the Bench podcast. 261 just dropped. Talk a lot about Nikola Jokic, the actual playoffs as they happened, New Year's resolutions. It's a great episode. Make sure that you're following at FEOTB Pod. Handoff for the Red Raiders on first down. Going to the right side, that is going to be no gain on the play. Second down and 10 upcoming. Bunch formation now to the left. Morton making an adjustment. Firing. That one picked off once again. Tyrion Johnson. Open field in front of him all the way back to the house. Back-to-back pick 6s. Oregon's defense making a statement on what was the most explosive offense in college football this season. Gunslinger Behren Morton in his final outing for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. 3 turnovers, 1 strip sack fumble, 2 interceptions, both returned to the house by the same cornerback. Unfortunate way for a great team to end their season. Only losses will be to Arizona State. The Sun Devils taking them down with Behren Morton out with injury. And now Big Ten juggernaut Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks. 51-7 our score. 4:39 left to go in this one. Morton, screen pass, goes to the right side to his running back. Open space for about a gain of 7. That is Jacoby Williams, number 20, into the game on that last play. Second down and 3 upcoming for the Red Raider offense. Morton, play action, RPO time, goes to his receiver. One man missed in the open field. That is good for a first down, Texas Tech. Morton in the shotgun, going to throw once again. Tuioti trying to drop into coverage, but he is going to be beaten on the quick pass. Morton puts his totals up to 46 yards on the day. That is another first down for Texas Tech. 3:09 and counting left to go in this one. Handoff to Joyner out of the backfield. That is a gain of 4. Cameron Dickey, gets the last carry, number 8, out of the shotgun formation. Tech with the play action, going to a receiver on the screen play. Gain of 8, first down, and the clock will continue to run. Micah Hudson, number 14, with his 3rd catch of the day. Approaching the 2-minute timeout here in the 4th quarter. Texas Tech trying to put some respect on this performance. Run play. Once again, Dickey taken down in the backfield. Bear Alexander with his 4th tackle on the day. 2 minutes, all that separates Oregon from a semifinal rematch against Indiana. Morton with a couple of tight ends in the formation. Receiver goes in motion. Handoff now to the left side. Oregon giving nothing. Gain of 1 on the play. And now we have a 3rd down and 9 upcoming. 5 receivers in the formation for Texas Tech. Morton firing. Open receiver. Found the hole in the zone. Tristan Gentry, number 21, makes the catch. Morton all alone in the backfield once again. 5 receivers in the formation. Oregon trying to maintain solidarity on this one. Deep shot into the end zone. That one will fall incomplete. Jacoby Williams, the intended target on that one. Texas Tech and Morton still firing. 2nd down and 10, about 1 minute left to play. Goes to the outside, tight end, caught, tackle made, inbounds, 3rd down and 6. Trailing 51-7, Texas Tech trying to get back into the end zone under pressure. That will be the 5th sack of the day. This Oregon defense putting a statement on the end of it. Mateo Uyagalele with his 2nd sack of the contest. 4th down and 13, Texas Tech elects to kick a field goal. The kick is up and good. That is a pity performance if I've ever seen one. Joey McGuire will definitely have questions to answer about for that decision. Down 40 points, and they kick a field goal to make themselves down by 41. 10 seconds left on the play. Whittington on the kickoff return. He's going to cut to the left side, make it back to the 23. We will have about 1 more play before the end of this contest. Oregon's offense been consistent. Handoff up the middle, 1st down, yardage on the play. Mikhail Hughes, his 1st carry of the day, and that will be the end of this one. It was close for a long time. Oregon's offense struggled, but it was special teams and defensive scoring that tells the story in this one. Behren Morton, 3 touchdowns in his final performance as quarterback for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Joey McGuire not able to return the favor. They finish -3, -4 in the turnover battle, and all 4 of those turnovers turn into points. Tyrion Johnson, 2 pick sixes on the day. He is your Discover Player of the Game in this Orange Bowl. Oregon moves forward into the semifinal round. We are going to get set to send it back to the studio. Jimmy Pilato going to end this matchup, and we will be back with you for the All-State Sugar Bowl between Georgia and Ole Miss. Make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. My name is Frankie the Horn Calderon. For everybody involved here at the Rise of the Roadrunners Productions, Far End of the Bench YouTube channel, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you are subscribed, and we will see you in our next matchup.
That's how games end before the 4th quarter even arrives. Not with a final drive, not with drama, but with mistakes that turn into points instantly. Because tonight wasn't just a loss for Texas Tech, it was a collapse under pressure. 2 pick sixes, a scoop and score, 21 points that didn't come from Oregon's offense at all, but from hesitation, late reads, and a defense that refused to let mistakes die quietly. This game didn't open up slowly, it blew open. Every time Texas Tech tried to settle in, Oregon took the ball and made it hurt. You could see it on Behren Morton's face, the moment speeding up, the margin disappearing, a game slipping out of reach snap by snap, and Oregon smelled blood. They didn't let up, because that's what elite teams do. They punish errors. They turn pressure into points, and they make sure you don't get a second chance to breathe. By the time the dust settled, this wasn't a contest anymore. It was a statement. Oregon 51, Texas Tech 10. And now the path circles back on itself, because waiting in the semifinal is a familiar opponent, Indiana, a rematch, a reckoning, a game that already has history written into it. The Ducks advance, the stakes rise, and the margin for error disappears completely, because the next one won't be decided by panic. It will be decided by execution. This has been the CFP that had to be played, and the road to the title just got a lot louder. We'll see you in the semifinal. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for the All-State Sugar Bowl between Ole Miss and Georgia coming up right now.
If you don't stay down and you never quit, come on over here and sit.